Like I said, I run a food pantry and soup kitchen.
Thank you for doing that.
That's fine. For like 11 years. I've noticed that over the years, we have given more than we expect of the people. The people that come to the food pantries and the soup kitchen do not put any time. My volunteers come from all over the place, but they do not come from the people who are using the sector. Mm-hmm. Is there any way you think that morally we have changed to not make it? It's never shameful to need help. I mean, I've been married for 35 years.
Yeah.
We've lived in a van. I mean, we've worked our way up to living in a beautiful home. So that's not, I'm not saying
that's great.
I'm just saying, when did it become, shameful's not the right word.
Yes, no, when did the stigma disappear about without repaying it, taking aid?
Or at least being grateful?
Yeah, or at least being grateful, yes. I mean, honestly, I think it's when the government got involved. I think when the government decided to replace private people in providing these services, people started to think it's owed to me, right? This is why these things are now called entitlements, right? They used to be called privileges, or they used to be called benefits, but now they're called entitlements. You are entitled to them by virtue of the fact that you're here. Now, nobody's entitled to use of your food pantry, right? But people see it as an entitlement because they've been taught from the time they're young that in America you're entitled to certain basic things, and if you don't provide them for yourself, then you'll just go get them somewhere else and never repay it. In Jewish morality, which I rarely cite, but in Jewish morality, there's a basic injunction, and that is every single person has to give charity. Every single person. It doesn't matter how poor you are. Even if you are a poor person, even if you are dead poor, even if you're dead broke, as Hillary Clinton once was, even if you're dead broke, you actually do have to give charity. It's incumbent on you as a human being, not because your charity is actually going to help somebody that much or poor, but because it makes you a better person. Charity is about the giver, not just the recipient. And in America, unfortunately, we've come to the conclusion that charity, welfare, unemployment benefits, all the benefits provided by the government, these benefits are only and solely for the benefit of the person who is taking. They're not for the benefit of the person who is giving as well. And the more government takes, the more it feels like it's not a matter of morality for me to give to poor people. It's a matter of they're going to put me in jail if I don't. And so if there's nobody there with a gun, this is social science to show this, by the way. Like you read child rearing books, and one of the things that they say is you actually shouldn't give an allowance to kids to do normal chores if you want them to do normal chores, right? If you give them an allowance, they start to think, oh, I'm supposed to be paid to do these things, right? If you actually say to them, no, you're obligated to do these things, and now you get a normal allowance for doing other stuff or just unrelated to these chores, then they'll do the chores with alacrity. In America, we've given that up. In America, we've given up the idea that you are obligated to do certain things as a citizen in a republic because government says we're going to force you to do it or you're going to be punished for doing it. And voluntarism is the name of the game here. And as voluntarism disintegrates, so does the social fabric. You can't trust your neighbor because obviously the only reason your neighbor is being nice to you is because the cops might come if they're not.